Here's the SMS we received. Quote, and it's about COVID lockdowns. Here's one you won't hear on the news. They are now removing healthy people from their homes in the western suburbs of Adelaide. Last night, my friend's brother was taken away. His 3 grandkids with them, and the granddaughter is friends with the girl from Woodville High School who tested positive. So a girl from Woodville High School tested positive. Her friend and all of her family were taken away. 2 cops were there last night along with some, quote, SA health dickheads in masks and disposable PPE gowns, personal protective equipment. Whole family of 5 forced into a 30-seater bus and told to sit at the very back and taken to a hotel in the city to be quarantined. They are not positive cases. Kiss your livelihoods and your freedoms goodbye for a couple of weeks or however long you are simply associated with a confirmed case of COVID. This is insanity, people. Wake up. And the covering note to that SMS was they were being picked up from Parafield Gardens in South Australia, and they were screaming and crying. Now, they didn't pick them up from Unley. They picked them up from Parafield Gardens. And if you know Unley is the, let's say the better heeled end of town. And that's what they do. They start at the lower end of town. They work their way up to see how much pushback there is. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, if you sit back and say nothing, all is lost. They can no longer sit back and just watch this happen. You must respond. You must inundate your local MP. You must terrify them because they're weak. They're shallow. They're timorous. Push back and they must slow down. They will have to slow down.
Just stopping it there for a second, I was reading a case in, not a case, but an article in, I think it was it Ohio or Idaho? I'm not sure, but they were having a meeting about lockdowns and stuff, and one of the women that was on the board of this meeting or whatever, she pretty much had to leave the meeting and go home because her house was circled by protesters against all of this lockdown bullshit. Isn't it funny how when numbers surround them, they then live in fear, the same fear that they have pushed on everybody since this shit all started. The article is out there. If I find it, I will put it up. I will go look for it and see if I can put it up so that you can see it. But while she was at the meeting, she had to leave because she said that her son was at home and the son was really scared because the house was surrounded by protesters. Put some of that fear back onto them, people. Put some of that fear back onto them.
Don't push back. If the people in Unley don't support the people in Parafield Gardens, they're going to come for the people in Unley as well. Simple as that.
There's no such thing as sitting on a fence. There really isn't. Because you've got an opportunity cost. You either use your time or you don't use your time. If you don't use your time, they will seize whatever they can get their hands on. If you use your time productively, who knows, you might even start the arc in your own state.
There you go.
And that's enraging because you've been saying since the start of the show, they're coming for your kids, they're coming for your kids, they're coming for your kids, and people are like, nah, come on, Ricardo, they're not coming for your kids.
So we have an allegedly liberal government in South Australia with the Labor government in WA, and they're doing exactly the same thing. But that's the point. Ladies and gentlemen, please, I beg you, understand that your Liberal Party is not the party it once was. Your Labor Party is no longer the party it once was. The Nationals and Greens, well, the Nationals are no longer, and the Greens have always been lunatics. You're being conned. Stop voting for a coloured jersey.